The start of the new year always puts me in the mood to reflect, and that's why at the end of the year, I've made it a habit to think back about the lessons that I've learned in the past 365 days and any changes that I want to make in the coming year. So that's why today I wanted to share this list of 10 things that I'm not buying in 2023 to spend less, save more, and be more intentional with my money. Number one, alcohol. So my husband and I decided that we wanted to do a 1 year no alcohol challenge. We did dry January last year and we enjoyed that. And we thought that we would take it even further this year. So right before I sat down, I ran a Google search about how much the average person spends on alcohol annually in the USA. And according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics in 2019, they say the average consumer unit,
Why is this such a hard word to say?
average consumer unit spends $579 on alcohol annually. I thought that that was a pretty interesting statistic to read. And if you're not one of the 30% of Americans that don't drink alcohol, depending on how old you are and what your habits are like, you could potentially save a lot of money by reducing the amount of alcohol that you consume. So maybe join us. Number two, cookware. So last year in 2022, I had a nonstick pan break. And so I wanted to try to see if I could find a high quality piece that was nonstick that would allow me to cook things like sunny side up eggs and quesadillas and these things that I make a lot in my family that my boys really enjoy and that are quick and easy for me to make. So we went to an in-person store and we were looking around, and I even spoke with the salesperson there on the floor who assured me that this pan that I bought, which is the Staub, I think it's pronounced Staub, she assured me that this pan that I bought would be just fine for cooking eggs, that it wouldn't stick to the bottom. And unfortunately, that wasn't my experience. Things stick to the bottom like crazy. And not only that, it also is super slow to heat up. So, I mean, if you have an hour to try to cook a sunny side up egg, then this is the pan for you. But as for me, I don't like to spend so much time. I want to get in there and get out and get it done. So I had to go out and buy a regular non-stick pan to be able to cook the things that I wanted to cook. And the only reason I've been hanging on to the pan as long as I have is I was trying to decide if I want to keep the glass lid or not. And I think that my husband and I agreed we're going to keep the glass lid because we like to use it for some other things in our other pans, because sometimes we fill up our all-clad to the point where it's almost overflowing and then the lid doesn't go on top. I was thinking about selling the pan, but my husband thinks that my mother-in-law might want it. So I'm going to check with her first. But since I got this non-stick pan, now I should not have to buy any more cookware this year. So that's the plan for 2023. Number three, furniture. I thought that we were going to be done with purchasing furniture for our home, but then we were finding that our boys were really running out of storage space in their bedroom. And so we ended up getting them a new storage ottoman, and that way they can fit more of their stuff inside of it without having to have it all over laying around on the floor or in the hallway. And something else that we did is we were able to refresh our beanbag chairs because they were starting to get really flat. And so what my husband and I did is ordered some of those replacement styrofoam foam balls, and we were able to put those inside to give it a bit more lift and oomph and actually make it sittable without having it completely feel like it's ruining your back if you have to sit in it. So that's one thing that we do like to do is, when possible, take care of things that we have, maintain them, and just replace parts as necessary so that we don't have to buy completely new items. So after making these two purchases, I'm confident that we will not have to buy any more furniture in 2023. And since furniture can get pretty expensive, that's a good thing. Number four, new camera equipment. Ladies and gentlemen, I am happy to announce that after 3 years on YouTube, I have finally figured out how to get rid of the echoes in my video. I know that so many of you have commented about how the echoes bother you, and I'm so sorry. Every time I tried to get help with this, everyone was referring me to these complicated programs or plugins or expensive software. I even bought a rug that I thought would help with the echoes, and it did almost nothing to help the echoes, which was very unfortunate. And I was like, there has to be a better way. And finally, I found a solution that cost me $0, and I feel like almost completely eliminated the echoes in my video. So this is what my audio sounds like if I don't try to do anything about the echoes. Now this is what it sounds like if I stand in my office over the rug, but I don't do anything about the audio. And this is what it sounds like if I stand in my office over the rug, but I also fix the audio. Can you hear the difference? So I am very, very pleased that I was able to figure out a solution using the software and the program that I already have and not having to spend any extra money to fix that. Number 5, books or ebooks. So in the last year, I was really trying to get back to reading more because it's something that I enjoyed a lot when I was younger. And I have a Kindle that's kind of getting old. I think it might die soon. It was actually a hand-me-down. But what I found is that my eyes are really tired at the end of the day when I have time to read because honestly, now I'm over 40. And because I spend so much of my time on my computer editing things as a YouTuber, sometimes I just want to let my eyes rest. And so I decided that I was going to take advantage of the Black Friday sale that they were having on Audible, and I was able to get 3 months free, and I've been really enjoying that. I finally got through Atomic Habits, which I was not able to get through when I had got it on my Kindle. So I was really happy to finally get through that book. It was a fantastic book. I know some of you are probably going to be like, why don't you just go to the library, Marissa? But because I live in Germany, it's not always easy for me to find the books that I want in English at the local libraries. So that's why having Audible, it really facilitates me still being able to read the things that I want to read and not waste my time. And I'll link to Audible down below. I think you can still get 1 month free trial if you sign up. So I'll put the link down below if that's something that you're interested in too. If it's one of your goals for the new year is to read more, maybe you don't have to read it all. Maybe you can just listen. Number 6, sweatshirts, hoodies, and sweatpants. So you might be able to tell that I'm slightly obsessed with cozy hoodies and sweatshirts, and this is one that I borrowed permanently from my husband. And then last year, I also got a pair of fleece-lined sweatpants that are breathtaking.
You're breathtaking.
Because our energy prices have gone up so much and it's really expensive for us to heat our 100-year-old home because of the draftiness and the insulation not being so good and the ceilings being so high, it can cost a lot of money. And that way, what I can do is put those on when I'm feeling cold instead of having to pump up the heat. And that's going to end up saving us money in the long run because I'm the only one who feels cold in this family. My husband walks around in t-shirts and my boys walk around in shorts. Anyway, because I love these sweatpants so much, I've been sorely tempted to buy more. But I also know that I can get by with one pair. And since I have another lighter set of mint sweatpants that I also love, I think right now I have enough sweatpants. And it's not about deprivation, but I think it's more about being grateful for what I have and knowing when I have enough. Number 7, skincare and makeup. It seems like every time I try a new makeup product or a skincare item, I go in with these really high hopes, but I always get let down. I was using coconut oil as a natural makeup remover for a while, which is supposedly safe to use, but I kept getting these like swollen eyelids. It's actually a medical condition, and I realized that it happened when I was using the coconut oil to take off my eye makeup. So I had to stop using that, and then I was trying a new makeup, but it made me break out into whiteheads, and I ended up decluttering it. So I decided that I'm just going to keep sticking with my boring old skincare routine for right now, and I guess the motto here is if it's not broke, don't fix it. Number 8. Workout clothes. Workout clothes tend to be one of those fantasy self items for me where I think that if I buy cute workout clothes, it will make me want to go to the gym more. What I've learned is that it's best to just stick to the basics and use what I have. So after doing a 3-year low buy, my one pair of long black leggings got completely worn out in the knees. So in 2022, I did buy a new pair of black leggings to replace those. And then I also finally replaced my tennis shoes that had holes in them. I got a lot of rude comments about these shoes on my channel, like, don't I feel ashamed to be walking around with shoes that have holes in them? And to those people, I say, nope. If the holes in my shoes bother you, in my opinion, that says a lot more about you than it does about me. And it's not my fault that my big toe goes up like a raptor claw when I walk around. But anyway, I did finally replace those shoes in 2022, and this time I made sure to buy shoes that didn't have mesh over the toe area so my raptor toe can't wear through it as quickly. So I should be all set for workout clothes in 2023, and now all I have to do is, actually get up and make sure I exercise. That's the hard part. Number 9, restaurant sushi. Sushi is my favorite food. And when I recently celebrated my 40th birthday, we went out for sushi and it was absolutely fantastic. But when you like good sushi, you know that it can get really, really expensive. But I have a little secret weapon for combating the price of sushi. So as it turns out, my brother-in-law is a master sushi chef and he knows that I love sushi, and he's always told me, if you want me to teach you how to make sushi, I will do that. So what I'm thinking for this year is I'm going to completely stop eating restaurant sushi and learn how to make sushi at home. It's like that proverb where you say, if you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day, but if you teach him how to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. What do you guys think? Would you like me to do a what I eat in a day video and invite my brother-in-law to come and show us how to make sushi? I think that could be really fun. Let me know down in the comment section if that's something that you're interested in. I'd really like to learn to be able to make simple things like California rolls and tamago sushi. And then if I know how to make sushi, I could also learn how to make kimbap, which is like the Korean version of sushi. And I really like it with bulgogi in it and kimchi. Oh, so good.
My mouth is starting to water just think about it.
So anyway, that's one of the goals that I've set for the year is I'm going to stop eating restaurant sushi, but learn how to make sushi myself at home. And to save money and make sure I'm really committed before I invest in buying things for myself, I'm going to test the waters with my brother-in-law, and I'm sure he would let me borrow some of his equipment to try out and make sure that I really can do it before I commit to buying things like bamboo mats and this and that. And the last thing I'm not buying into this year is the idea that things have to be perfect or that I have to have 100% confidence in myself before I can take action to do something that I want to do. More and more, I've come to accept that you have to be willing to put yourself out there and risk getting embarrassed or making mistakes if you have big goals and dreams that you want to make come true. Because more often than not, if you put them off until you feel 100% prepared, then you're probably going to be waiting around forever. So this year, I'm not buying into toxic perfectionism and letting it hold me back from doing the things that I want to do. And that's one of the most important life lessons that I've learned in the past 40 years. And if you want to see all 20 of the valuable life lessons that I've learned in the past 40 years of living, make sure to go check out this video, or I'll see you next week. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.